Greetings, football lovers. Greetings, Masandawana. We are back with another installment of the Yellow Corner as we bring you what's possibly the game of the weekend. Some might argue that there's the Rugby World Cup final, the El Clasico, as well as the Manchester Derby. But yeah, to us, this is the game of the weekend. It's Mamelodi Sundowns versus Ahly in the African Football League semi-final first leg in Pretoria on Sunday at 1500 hours. Rabs, how are you?
I'm fine, and you as well.
And I'm good. Man. You look sleepy, man. Are you okay?
Get sharp, man. Soldier on, get sharp.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, one day we'll tell people what happened on this day. But yeah, I know things we go through to bring content into football lovers, man. But yeah, perhaps before we get into the preview, man, I think it's there's no way to start apart from congratulating Coach Hulani, man. It's a year and 2 or 3 days since he's been Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club head coach, and in that period, he's played 50 games, winning 35 of those, drawing 14 and only losing one. His win percentage is 70%, which is absolutely ridiculous, man. I mean, you look at some of the coaches that have coached Sundowns, man. Sundowns has been really lucky to have been coached by some of the best coaches around locally and internationally, and to have a young man from Soweto, man, Coach Wilani Tatata, doing such things, man. It's yeah, no. Credit to Coach Wilani. We wish him all the best and many more years as Sundowns coach. I wouldn't swap him for anyone, to be honest. And yeah, too many more wins, man. The hours that he puts in, they really show him, man. That guy is absolutely crazy about football. He's soccer crazy, Coach Hulani, man. So yeah, man, we really appreciate him and wish him nothing but the best. Here's our backing, man. Eh?
Yeah, no, I think well done to him and the technical team, and as well as the players, because Rolani always says the game belongs to the players. So I think the players also played a huge role, and I think it's not easy. What they have achieved is not easy. And you look at they were comparing his stats with stats Pizzo. So it shows that not anyone can do what he did. So I'm very happy for him, and it also shows that what he does behind the scenes, his work, uh, the way he watches football, the risks that he takes. Because of Rolani is someone that will watch a certain game or read a certain book, yeah, a coach, and he will try to implement that. So sometimes we'll complain or a coach who hates them, but in order to adapt to the new generation or how football is evolving, you need to catch up, and also you need to implement some initiatives in order to move like how top teams move globally.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Modern coaches put in a lot of work, and they're not afraid to take the risk. And to be honest, in terms of the new age technocrats, we have the best in the continent, man. So yeah, Raps, in the last preview, I think I gave props to the organizers, the AFL, man, in terms of how they manage the whole thing, you know, the product that they're dishing to football lovers, man. And I'm going to do it again. I think the organization of this tournament, since it started, it's been absolutely great, man. And I gave myself time during the course of the week to go through their what do you call this, their website, né? And I was blown away by what I saw there. It's up there, world class standard in terms of the content that you get there. You find articles, man. You find anything you want to know about teams taking part in this tournament. You find there, man. You find the highlights. And what I really appreciate as a content creator, because for us to produce this content that we are producing right now, we need the video to research the clubs. Ne? And you go to their website, they have all the highlights, more highlights. They have the full games for all teams partaking in the tournament. And then on top of that, you find already full games. They have them in two languages. They have full game in French. They have a full game in English, which is something I really appreciate. I mean, you know the struggles that we go through in terms of research and preparation for the previews, more soccer, continental football. So what these guys are doing, man, it's for us. It's amazing, and I really hope the organizers that the CAF Champions League are taking notes, man. I mean, it's 2023. I shouldn't be struggling to find a full game. Yeah, a team from Burundi, a team from Lesotho. So it's yeah, man. I really have to give props to these guys. Yeah, it's a great tournament. To be honest, anything you want to add on that?
Yeah, no, I think African Football League, I think they have raised the bar very high, and the CAF Champions League need to catch up. And also, they are making our jobs very easier because of you spoke about how sometimes we struggle to find the games and the clips of other teams playing in different leagues. Like it becomes a very difficult job to do because of some of these teams. They don't market themselves very well, their website are not that good, so it becomes a very difficult for us in order to access those clips and the information about those teams. So I think with African Football League, I think there's been much easier because of you have access of the full game highlights, the articles from the coaches and so forth. So I think they've done very well, and I hope they will keep the same standard, and other a local competition will draw inspiration from that and try to improve themselves.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You wonder if they're doing so well at their first year, first season. As this tournament goes next year, it'll be a next one, man. So, props to those guys, man. I know we criticized them before the tournament started, and understandably so because the preparation was not proper. But ever since the tournament started, everything has been top class, man. Rabs, we progressed to the semi-final after winning our tie against Petro di Luanda. We drew the second leg 0-0, man. What did you make of everything that transpired in that match?
I think obviously getting an early red card it was very disappointing, but with that being said, I'm impressed in how we managed to manage the game and ensure that we don't concede because of I believe that if we consider that one goal, I think Petro is going to push to get the second one. So we are going to be be playing under a lot of pressure, and sometimes when you play under a lot of pressure, you tend to crack, and the opponents that's where they start attacking. So I'm happy that we managed to contain them from the second minute of the game until the last minute. But as much as I'm impressed with how we've played against Chess Galaxy and against Petro, where we're one man down, I think we need to look in that with a different eye because of in certain games, one man down, you get punished and they embarrass you like you lose with a big score line. So I think we need to manage ourselves in order try to minimize the red card that we get in terms of making sure that our tackles are clean and we make tackles at the right time and in situations where we know that the player here will only get yellow card. So, but I'm very impressed with how we managed to contain them and be victorious as we progressed to the semifinals.
Yeah, no, a great point in terms of the discipline. We've had a couple of red cards now, and yeah, as much as I'm happy how we progressed, ne, obviously. But the one thing that I'm happier for or about K Mutobi Mvala Sware. I'm happy that we progressed from Toby because I can tell you now, ne, had we been knocked out by Pedro, ne, Toby was gonna find it tough, man, to recover mentally because one, the abuse that he was gonna get on social media, we saw what happened. Because when you take into consideration what happened last season, him scoring that unfortunate own goal against Wydad that got us knocked out, there was a lot of abuse from certain parts of the fan base, you know. And imagine if he gets this red card now and we get knocked out. Two instances in continental football where we get knocked out and people look at him and like it's all his fault, you know. So I'm really, really happy that didn't happen. And Majida, the rest of the guys were there. They fought from Toby, you know. So I'm really, really happy from Toby because he's been amazing for us, man. The mistake it's all about. If you look at the game, Mutobi delivers 9 out of 10 times for Sundowns. Ne? Another thing, ne, I think Sundowns thrives under adversity, man. I think adversity brings the best out of us, man. Because you look at last season, ne, we done away, ne? We went a man down early in the first half, and late in the second half, ne? We didn't concede, man. And any other team, they would have crumbled under that pressure. Ne? TS Galaxy, we go 2-0 down and then a man down. Then we come back, we fight, take the game to extra time, and could have easily won that game, you know. And then this now got game ya Pedro. So I think the character that the boys show, man, when things don't go our way, man, it will take us far. But obviously, one wouldn't want to always get the red cards. Let's get into the main event, the preview. Yeah, this match. I'm glad you're wearing that jersey that you're wearing, man, because we once gave them a hot five. Pele ka yona that Quito way apereng yena. We in the
Actually,
last few years between 2019 and 2023, we faced head to head. We faced Ahly 10 times. We've beaten them 4 times. They've beaten us 3 times. We drew 3 games. And in those games that we beat them, South Africa, we gave them 5 goals on 2 occasions. They five on 2 occasions. Do you think because of that, will they be a bit conservative in this match in the first leg of the semi-final?
yeah, no, I think they'll try to be cautious because of they know Mamelodi Sundowns is a dangerous team. As much as we don't have we haven't won as much trophies as they've won in continental football, but they know on the pitch that Mamelodi Sundowns is very dangerous. And I can put myself on the spot and say, I think we are the first team in Africa maybe to beat Al Ahly by 5 goals twice because of that happens like it doesn't happen more often. So to beat Al Ahly by 5 goals shows that this team is very dangerous. But I think with our wins, like you have mentioned, 4 wins, I think most of our wins come or we win in group stages. But most of them, Carbon, they win Bona they win in knockout stages. So it shows that Bona they win the right games where there's eliminations where everyone needs to be knocked out and other one needs to progress to the more stages of the competition. So I think that we need to learn how to beat Al Ahly in knockout stages. We have done it before. February, we beat them 5-0 and away. We only considered one goal. So I think this game, I think, will prepare us for the CAF Champions League in order to know how to approach these games when also we play the first leg because of most of our knockout games. The first leg we played away, then we have to come here in Pretoria. So I think studying here at Pretoria, I think uh, we'll see something different that is unusual because of we are playing at home. We have to win by the all cost.
Yeah, no. Now I think they will be a bit conservative. They'll be cautious coming into this game, taking into account what has happened in the past, and the fact that the second leg is in Cairo. So they'll think, or no, if we get a draw or say a defeat, yeah, less than not more than 2 goals, we can turn the result around when we get back home. Rabs, do you think we bring fear to Al Ahly Football Club? By this FC, I'm talking the management, I'm talking the technical team, the players, as well as the fan base, Al Ahly.
Yeah, definitely. I think uh, with what or the results that we have produced against them, I think there will be that element of fear because of they know that Sundowns on a good day can punish them and can easily score more goals, maybe up to 4 or 5. So we have done it in the past, and it doesn't happen more often. You see the likes of Al Ahly losing by 5 goals. So I think in this game there will be that element of fear, but I think Al Ahly is a big team. They understand their position as much as they know that Santos is dangerous, but Bona they know that we have the pedigree to eliminate Namely Santos. As much as Santos may display good football, but Al Ahly most most times we have played them, Bona they progress to the next stage. So Bona I think they are more about results than playing good. So because of they know that for them like it is important to get to the most to progress to the stages of the knockout stages because of in the past we know that we have struggled to progress because of teams have been eliminating us. So I think as much as there will be that element of fear, but they understand the pedigree of continental football.
Yeah, no, their pedigree in terms of continental football is second to none. I think there is a bit of fear from them. I think if there's one team that Al Ahly doesn't want to play is Sundowns. I think when we play them in the Champions League, if we are on the same, when we are in the same group, they are happy with that because they know it will be us and them who progress them. But I think Lebona, they don't want to face us in the knockout stages, So I think if there's one team that Al Ahly doesn't like, I mean, we saw the CAF Champions League draw. After the draw, their fans were so happy that Pyramids is going to face Sundowns, and they said no, at least if I feel that they normally get or pyramids. So yeah, that tells you a lot. And as maybe as coach I look at Sundowns, how they played against Pedrone. They played the entire game a man down, but they still stuck to their principles, their way of playing, and they played out. They were not faced by the situation. So I'm thinking, yes, these guys have balls. If they're gonna do this, Bali a man down. Have a feel. Let's what more can they do to hurt the opponent? So yeah, man. I think there is that element of fear, but again, Al Ahly is Al Ahly. They are the best team, the biggest team in the continent. So yeah, no. Raps, let's talk about key battles in this match. I think there will be a few. The obvious one, the one that excites everyone, yeah, Debs Ali, Aludien, and I think another key one will be yeah, Pesitau Le AB. Even though Pesi hasn't played really well in the last 2 games, the AFL, I think Pesi's quality on his day he can switch it on and give AB a torrid time. Excuse me. But speaking of DNL and Lea Mokwen, I think that's the one battle that will determine the winners of this game. Both top class players, man. I mean, Debza is one of the best in the continent without any doubt, and we know that DN is one of the best in the continent. So those two going at it, man. Whoever comes out on top will help his team, And then yeah, PSC AB, like I said, we saw what PSC did last time we played these guys at Loftus. He gave Modiba a torrid time, but this time he's facing someone who defensively is much better compared to Obza, So I think those are two of many battles to look out for in this match. Any battles that you see?
I think tough battles I think will take place on the sides. I think from Dow there'll be a very tough battle in terms of trying to ensure that every time Malul gets forward and tries to deliver across, Mdau is there to close him up and ensure that he blocks the cross or he gets to the ball first. And with on this side, AB, I think it will be a big test for him to face a player like Percy because of obviously Percy, that he has the skill, he has the pace, and also he has the good he's good in terms of positioning himself inside the box. So I think AB needs to match him because of we know that in terms of pace, maybe pace might outrun him, but in terms of positioning and ensuring that you are marking him and you are pushing the right direction, I think AB might win that battle because of, of his experience and also of his defensive abilities.
Mm-hmm. Let's get into what we can expect from our opponents or Al Ahly. I watched the game Yabona, Le Pedrone, and they had 4 corner kicks in that match. Ne? 3 of those they played short corners. Ne? My Lulu was not available in that match. The second leg, my Lulu was available. Ne? And they switch it. They switch it. Ne? So if a corner is on the right, ne, my Lulu will play an in swing or whip it. Ne? But if it's on the left, they still play the short corners. Ne? And it's so easy to spot what they're trying to achieve because they have these tall guys like Karaba, Abdul Monem, Le Rabia around the penalty spot ne, when they play the short corner. Ne? So if one player plays it to another, the one who's going to cross it, the one who receives the short corner, ne, he looks to find them in the back post because they move from the penalty spot, they go to the far post. So we really need to switch on in terms of the corner kick. No, when it's on the right, Maidul will play an in swinger. When it's on the left, they most likely play a short corner. And then away at Pedro, their fullbacks didn't go up as much. Eldebez, who played left back, and Han, who's their regular right back, didn't bomb forward. They had sporadic attacks on the day they faced Pedro. And I think they won't press us. The reason I don't think they'll press us is because of what I highlighted earlier on in terms of how we played out against Pedro with great ease, even though we were a man down. 2, past experience. One of the goals that we scored against them, I think it was Shirley's goal, how we played out with a great ease, So I don't think they will press us. I think Afsha has refound his form. He's back to the old Afsha. I think he had a difficult season last season. So if they find him, he will give us a torrid time. You look at the goal, the equalizer that Carabao scored. It came from a pass from Afsha to Mailul, and then Mailul played a cutback and found Afsha. And so Afsha is a very, very dangerous player, man. And then there's Carabao, who they not to say they play road one, but they are very quick to find Carabao. Whether he's surrounded by the opponents, they're not scared to play the ball to him and have him hold it or take on the defenders or wait for Pacey Afsha to come and assist him. And in the way that they build up in a very different way to us. So now we build up as a team, easy from one department to the next, one phase to the next phase, and but now they can build up a Abdul Manem, Le Rabia, as well as Atia and the goalkeeper, ne? And the right back just a bit up, not a high up, but a bit up. Ne? But between that defensive phase, the offensive phase, there's a huge gap because sometimes they're not scared to bypass the midfield and play it to Karaba, like I said. So you find out sometimes in their build-up phase, a majority of their players are by the center or even on the opponent's half. And I think there's a way we can, if they try that, I think there's a way we can punish them. I'll talk about that when I talk about them. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think obviously they won't take the risk in terms of trying to high press us and win the ball high up on the pitch because of they know that once Mamelodi Sundowns escape that press, they know that they're in danger because of Sundowns can find those quick passes and get to the final third of the opponent very fast. So I think every time we try to build up, I think they will retreat a little bit. And once the ball gets to Alande and Mukwin, that's why I think they will try to win the ball back and try to pressurize us or maybe close the passing lanes for us not to progress with the ball forward. And I think a guy like Afsha, without the ball, I think he needs to play a big role because of he needs to help Dieng and Asher in the middle field whenever Sandals tries to build up from the back so that they have enough numbers to compete. And one thing I've witnessed about them, like they are full backs, they give them a different dimensions. Look at Malul. Malul is all about width and delivering crosses, but Hani is more a defender that will come closer to Asher who plays as a middle fielder and it pushes Dieng a little bit forward. Hence, sometimes you'll see Dieng inside the box of the opponent or maybe around Afsha because of he's given that freedom to push forward whenever Hani gets closer to Asher in the middle field. And one thing that I've witnessed is that about Pacey. When they attack through the middle, Percy will stretch and be more of a wide player on the line. But when they attack on the left side of Malul and El Shahad, Percy will get closer to the box of the opponent and he will be on the blind spot of the left back of the opposition. So if you don't see him, you will be in a difficult situation because of he will get in front of you quickly or he will maybe be on your left and while the ball gets played as a full ball he'll get behind you because of obviously with pace he will beat you. So I think Pacey gives that to the Al Ali team and also they are wingers. I think the wingers scores a lot of goals. You look at the goals that El Shahati has scored, you look at the goals that Muslim have scored as well as Pacey. They don't only rely on Karaba to get the goals. I think their wingers also get inside the box and they contribute. And also, I think Afsha, in terms of interpreting the space between the midfield line and the defensive line, is very clever. Like sometimes you think when the ball is wide on the left, on the right, he's less dangerous. But until he gets that right movement, that's when we realize that I should have picked up this player when I was close to him. So he's very vigilant in terms of he can walk around and you'll think that no, I've handled him quite well. But until he makes that run or that movement, and you'll be very late and you'll be forced to react. So I think Debza in that situation he needs to play a big role.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. He's really the that movement thing that you mentioned, man. He's really a good guy, man. This is how I think they will set up. I think they'll obviously have El Shanawi as their number one. Right back will be Hani, and then the two center backs will be Rabian Abdul Monem, and then the left back will be Malul, and the double pivot will be Atiali Dieng, and then because they play a 4-2-3-1, the three will be Tau, Afsha, and Shahad. Shahad, my favorite player at Al Ahly. I think he's a brilliant player, one of the most underrated players I think in the continent, and Karabakh obviously up top. How does Sundowns win this game, Ups?
I think Mamelodi Sundowns, our attitude has to be different because of we are playing a different team and a team that has eliminated us several times in CAF Champions League. So I believe that our mentality has to shift because of we are playing against a monster. But I think in the field, whenever Al Shahad has the ball, he will try to cut inside, creating space for Malul to overlap. And I believe in that situation, uh, a guy like Mudau who plays as a right back shouldn't drag El Shahad down. I think he should remain on his position and Tebo should try to take care of Al Shahad because of if Mudau drags down El Shahad, that means Mudau will be absent on his position and Malul will target that space and look to deliver a cross. And also, I spoke about AB. I think his positioning needs to be very good in this game because of Tau, whenever a left back is narrow, Tau will try to go to the line and break that space so that it becomes 1v1. So I think AB needs to ensure that his distance and also his positioning against Pesitao is very good. And also Rivaldo Gautier because of we spoke about how Alahli without that they will press us. I think a guy like Rivaldo Gautier, whenever we build up from the back, I think if there's less pressure coming from the Alahli side, I think I expect him to progress with the ball a little bit forward, maybe closer to Gebza and Alande, and try to find them in those positions so that we progress to the upper phases of the pitch. And because of in this game, I doubt he will play Shamil or a number nine. Still expect our midfielders to make those box entries runs like how Allende did against Petro when we away to Angola, and also expect the mobility from our players and to be more quick and react fast because of Alali. Look, they have tall defenders, but they are not those quickest defenders that will react very quick and win the ball quick. So I think we need to be faster and quick than them in the final third because of you look at how the goals that we scored when we played them at the Loftus. I think we're sharp and we're quick and we got to the ball first and that's how we won that game. And I think a key, I think midfield battles, I think will be very key in this game in terms of ensuring that you have the ball possession, ensuring that you have the enough numbers in the midfield and outnumber the opponents and you win your duels and also you win your second balls because of these are small details, but if Al Ahly wins them, that's where they will punish you because of such small details. Sometimes they they have impact on the game. So sometimes the game can be lost in those small margins, and also the game can be won in those small margins on the pitch.
Yeah, no, you've said a mouthful, Moramku. Covered almost everything that Lena I had on my notes there. Just add one or two things, man. I think I'm gonna talk about my favorite player at Sundowns that everyone knows over it's River. I think River needs to be more aware of his surroundings. Uh, the reason I'm saying this is because you look at our semi-final match first leg against Chiefs. Ne? The goal that we considered at FNB, Castillo and was behind him, blind spot, header, goal. Ne? The best chance that Pedro had in the second leg at Loftus, River is marking or standing near Azul and he loses it and he almost heads the ball into the net. So maybe River needs to be more aware of his surroundings when at centre back and when we are defending them. Like I said, how they look to find him as quickly as possible. Because sometimes we must not be deceived by the fact that he's by himself, surrounded by two center backs. Sometimes they do that, and they find him, and they have these guys pacing after quickly coming to support him. So in when he's by himself, we need to make sure no, we're not deceived, and our rest defense in such instances is proper. And then the last season when we beat them 5-2, we scored two long range goals. And I think we should do that. And because we took a lot of long range shots in that match, and we beat Kimang goalkeeper on El Shenau easy with those long ranges. So I think we should do that again. And then in the final third, I would like to see us move the ball as quickly as possible, because North Africans, they don't like it when you move the ball quickly. And I think the fact that we'll be playing with the tendency 2, it will help us in that area around the zone 14 area where you can Shika and Serino can link up and conjure up something, So yeah, I think that's how we can beat Ahly. You're starting lineup?
I'll start Roman Williams, and my back four, I think it will be Mdao, Kotier Kekana, and AB. I'll have Mukwena and Marcelo Alandi in the middle. Then my front four, I'll have Serino, Masteko, Ivane, and Diego.
Okay, I'll have almost the same team as you. I'll just make one change. I think this game requires someone of the intelligence, Mudiba, someone who can read and see things, So I think Mudiba will be very key for us in this match, So I'll have Obza ahead of Mendieta, because if you have Mendieta, Zwane, and Serino, you have the 10 only, So I think you can have one of them on the bench, and if things are not working out for the other, you bring maybe Mendieta. So that would be my only change. Score prediction?
I think we'll win 3-1.
I also think we will win 3-1. But if we don't win, do not concede, guys. I will take a 0-0 draw. It must not be a scoring draw. If it's needed, it's fine. We can get something in in Cairo. Perhaps before we close this, man, subject that I want us to quickly touch on, man. I want to give credit to our set piece coach, Michael Loftman. He joined the team during the course year last season, and we struggled conceding from the set pieces, but they have seemingly worked on that. I don't think we've conceded from a set piece apart from the direct one, Weber, when he played as Kukuneli in the season. But courses, I don't think we've conceded from them, So I want to give credit to him and the team as a whole. But now that we've sorted that out, I want us to work on our offensive set pieces, man. This comes from me watching game here, Aston Villa, West Ham over the weekend. Rabs, the variations, say Aston Villa in Alenzona when it comes to your set pieces, it is second to none, man. It is absolutely second to none. And this is all down to their, set piece coach, Austin Macphee, who has been at Villa for quite some time. He was there, Steven Gerrard, but apparently Gerrard didn't, let him run things, he didn't he was not as interested in working on that element game. But when Unai Emery joined, he was like, I need this guy to work on this with the team. And so after I watched that game, I did a bit of research, and I read an article on the Athletic, and I'll add into the link, that article on the description. But the thing is, with the Athletic, you need to be a subscriber, and so there's a certain amount. I think they are running a special right now, so that's 70% off. So yeah, for those who are keen, they can subscribe. You'll find good football content. Ne? So I read that article, ne, and how Emery gives him so much freedom in terms of the set piece. Like Thursday and Friday they work on the set pieces about, and last season by game week 33 of the EPL, and with 5 games left to the season, they had scored over 26% of their goals from the set pieces. So those fine margins that we are talking about, I think we can do that, Leona, work on our offensive set pieces. And one of the best set pieces that I've seen this season was by Man United. I think they were playing in Nottingham Forest. So they have a free kick just between the 18 and the center line. It's on the side, not direct, on the side. And it was taken by Bruno. So Bruno is on the ball, and then on the opposite side, straight line with him is Rashford, I think. So Bruno, instead of playing it into the box, he plays the ball from this side to that side to Rashford. And I'm thinking, what's this guy doing, wasting a free kick? But he makes a blind run. So Rashford holds it, and Bruno gets into the box. The focus here, the defense is on Rashford, not picking Bruno. And then Rashford plays it, crosses it back to Bruno, who's now in the box, and Bruno switches, just nods it, heads it to Casemiro, and then Casemiro finishes. And I thought, oh, this is beautiful, brilliant, man, well worked, a free kick. So I would love Sundowns to come up with such a variation study free kick, and yeah, some will say I'm going back on my word. A few years ago, I had a chat with Coach Hulani about the what do you call this? You remember that chat? The short corners. Yeah, I was against the short corners, and he tried to show you the purpose of the short corners again. But silly me, I was young and not so bright. But now I've seen the light, man. Yeah, the reason they take the short corners, they won't always come out as planned, but yeah, there's something there, So yeah, man, I really hope we work on that. Anything you want to add on that?
Yeah, no, I think as much as we like to improve in our build-up schemes and how we progress with the ball and the movement up front, we also need to improve our set piece department, how we should defend the set piece, and also how we should capitalize from set pieces. Because of, remember, on the Bible, Chiefs nearly won the league by just scoring set pieces. So I think set pieces also plays a huge role in today's football.
Absolutely, man. Those small, fine margins, man. But yeah, big ups to Michael Loftman and the team, man. They've worked on the defensive side, so now we can focus on the offensive side, man. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Please continue subscribing, man. Let's keep it flowing on the comments section as we've been doing. Let's talk about this big match on Sunday. Next time you see us will be on Monday when we bring you the preview at the second leg of this very fixture, man. And yeah, good luck to the boys, man. All the best of luck. Let's smash them again, man. Let's send them back home dejected, and yeah, let's try and settle it in the first leg. Yeah, good luck to the boys and the team as a whole. Let's go to rafters in numbers and get the A like we did against Wydad in the semi-final. We got the A and we got the mood going, So let's do that for the boys, Until then, sharp Masandawana and everyone who's watching for the first time and visitors. And like I said, next time you see us will be on Monday. Sharp,
Sharp, guys. Sharp, Aizu.